Well, it's the day before food bank, and I'm getting ready, getting the car ready. I have a wagon and a cart, and I think today I'm going to take the cart. Got it lined up here on the back seat. Got my water bottles here. I have a couple more I have to bring out. I purchase all my drinking water, so that'll be fine there. This is where I put all the food. I have to check the shopping bag situation. This is okay. I use this for stuff like meat or cheese or refrigerated or frozen items if I can fit it all in. I have a couple of these. These are also good for keeping things cool or at a good temperature. I have this big one. My neighbor gave it to me. She actually has the other one. But I have this container, hard-sided container, and here's a box. I might bring out one or two more shopping bags from under the house. They give us everything in bulk, like bulk amounts of potatoes, bulk amounts of apples, everything. So I like to try to divide them into bags so when I get to the client's house, it's easier for me to distribute them. I think I'm going to get a couple more bags. Okay, got a couple more. It'll make it easier if I can put all the potatoes in one bag, all the apples in another bag. When too many of them get mixed up in one bag, it's really hard to redistribute. I have a big red cooler I use sometimes too, but that's more in the summer when everything is in danger. That small one that I just showed you is good enough for right now. Here in the front seat, I have a hat, some fingerless gloves, and my fanny pack. I will be wearing a jacket. It's always kind of hard to know what's going to happen with the weather. Sometimes you get there, it's cold, then it warms up, so I have stuff I can pull off. In the fanny pack, I keep my keys, my phone, and each of the clients I deliver to has a little ID card that I use when I get ready to pick up the groceries for them. Well, it's pretty early, cold. It was supposed to be really windy last night. I don't know what happened with that, so I'm going to go get myself some coffee and just settle in. I've got a couple hours till I need to be there, but this is my favorite time of the day, so I'm just going to hang out. Well, I hung out as long as I could in the living room by the heater, nursing my little mocha cappuccino from Costco. But I always like to make a snack for myself because it's a long day. I leave here around 8:20 and I'm there at the food bank till about 11:30 and we work like non-stop. And then I head out and do deliveries, so I'm usually not home till about 1:30. So I like to have something here. So I am going to give myself some of my homemade trail mix. That's always good. And I'm going to give myself two of these. I made these banana bread. Well, I tried to make banana bread and the batter came out too dry, which was my fault. So I made kind of banana bread cookies instead, and they're surprisingly good. So I'm going to give myself a two. And there we go. All right, that's enough for that. I also have an orange. I'm going to peel that and put it in a separate container. Ever since I got sick at Thanksgiving, I've been doing the orange a day thing. I get these huge bags, like 5, 8 pounds, whatever they got on sale of navel oranges, and I'm having one a day. They're just delicious. Really good, and this is their season. I really like Cara oranges, but somehow I haven't picked up any yet. Sometimes they have them at Costco. They've got a pink interior. All right, this is always a struggle. It's kind of like peeling an egg. Either you get it right from the start, or you're doomed. Let me give it another little slice here. I have been doomed lately with this. They just stick. Well, maybe I'll be okay. It's going to be cold today. I don't know how cold it is outside right now. I'll know when I go feed the cat. But we're in a big parking lot, open in the back, and fortunately it's not raining or windy, even though they said it was going to be windy, because that can be hard. When it's raining like that or windy, it just makes it a little more challenging. I mean, we all dress for it, but we're outside for hours. Oh, it looks like this is going to be successful. Well, not too bad. Not shabby at all. Just gonna, oops, a piece of the stem there. I'm just gonna pull these apart and put them in here. I have wipes in the car, hand wipes, and I take a cloth napkin with me too. So this might get a little messy. Though now that I think of it, maybe I'll take a small fork so I don't have to touch these at all. All right, that's packed. I'm gonna do a little experiment right now. I have a Starbucks cup, like a hot cup or whatever, thermos that I really like, and right now it's in the car. I saw it yesterday and was packing the car, and I was gonna get it and I didn't, and now I don't wanna go outside and get anything until I have to actually get in the car. So I have this really nice, it's a Yeti. I've heard they're great. Somebody gave it to me. It's a promotional item, but these are supposed to be good. So I'm going to put some hot water in here for now and see how well it holds the hot water. And if it holds it well, I'll go ahead and make tea in here. So while that water is warming up, I'm going to go ahead. I've got this little bag here. I hope this stuff fits. It's not going to close. Not much a tight fit, but I think it's going to work. Just to keep things from flying around in the car. One. That's fine. I have a fork for the oranges, and I've got this napkin. Hot water's warming up. We'll see if that works out. I'm going to put this by my purse. So let's see if this retains water well for the next hour or so before I go. They're supposed to be very good, but this cup was very cold when I took it out of the cupboard, so it'll probably retain heat plus warm it up, so we'll see what happens. Meanwhile, I was looking at this. It's just too big. It's not going to fit in my little lunch container, and I thought, you know, I'll do this instead. Look at that. Just fine. Good to go. So while we're testing this out, I'm gonna start packing my little lunch thing here. Keeps everything from flying around in the car. And in there. I save these little margarine containers or little plastic containers like this. They're really great, and if something happens to them, no harm, no foul. I'm gonna put my little fork in there, my napkin, close it up, and whatever happens with the tea, that's going to be in the beverage holder in the car. Well, heading out. It's really cold. Maybe 22 degrees. It'll warm up. The sun's coming up. Everything is packed up. The thermos performed well in the test, so I've got tea ready. I am dressed for success today. I have a heavy jacket, several layers, a heavy woolen skirt, hiking boot, leggings, hat and gloves in the car, and I'll probably be shedding clothes as the day progresses. Heading out. Talk to you soon. So it's the day after the food bank. I was going to do a recap the same day when I got home, but I come home and I am so darn tired that nothing happens after that. So I'll do the recap now. We had 201 clients come through. And I'm going to tell you right now what they got. Since I was doing a lot of running around and trying to get things in the car and out of the car, I'm just going to show you what I had in the carts when I was doing some deliveries. So they got spinach, corn. You can kind of see, I think they got either a pound or 2 pounds of ground beef in one of those rolls, some broccoli, some celery, lettuce, and There was like an interesting little herb bundle of sage, rosemary, and thyme. They also got carrots, apples, and cucumbers, and turnips, and some oranges. I know there was broccolini in there someplace, as well as the broccoli, potatoes, and onions, and a can of diced tomatoes. This was kind of an unusual food bank in that usually they have more shelf-stable goods to give out, but they just had those diced tomatoes, and they had, everything was produce. It was all produce. There was no bread. Though we don't get bread as often as we used to, maybe once every 3 times we get bread. There was no eggs. I don't know when we're going to get eggs back with these prices. And there was the meat, but the rest was just produce. But it was good produce, and there was plenty of it. So I was at the end that gave out the turnips, the lettuce, the spinach, and the meat. So we're running back and forth, and every car that comes through has a ticket on it. Either there's 1 ticket or 2 tickets, 3 tickets. The number of tickets is the number of people that they are bringing food to. So they get those tickets, they're registered to bring food to people. They do deliveries like I do. So they come through, and so if you see 3 tickets, then it's 3 of those chubs of meat, or if you see 5 tickets, it's 5 of those chubs of meat and 5 turnips, and so on and so forth. And it can get a little frantic, especially if you have to count things out. Like, for example, we get these big boxes of apples. So every car or every ticket might get a certain poundage of apples, which comes out to about 4 apples. So if somebody comes with like maybe 5 tickets, there's 20 apples. So you got to be counting that out and getting it in the car. And most people already have boxes in there, but you are just dumping food everywhere. You hope that they have a box in there. If not, maybe we have a box. Sometimes the boxes don't fit in the trunk. And all this has to be done at a very, very fast rate. But we get it done. It's hard work. We're setting up, and then we're running back and forth and counting and putting stuff in little boxes or in bags or whatever to put in the trunks of their car. And it just gets very busy. If eggs are being given out, we give out eggs through the front window to the driver's side window, so there's no breakage. And at the last station, they take those tickets off, and because they're finished, close the trunk and drive off. We also give out senior boxes, which anyone I think over the age of 60 or 65 is eligible to receive. And I did a video on that a couple years ago, and it's pretty much the same as it was before, so I'll link that video, see what was in there. I picked up 1 senior box for one of my clients. I'm trying now to rotate the senior box, so each time somebody gets the senior box. You're eligible for 1 a month, but they are very heavy, and I just don't have a lot of room in the car for them after I've put all the groceries in. And this is what my car looked like, the back of it. Senior box was on the back seat, so you can see how crowded it can get. So the volunteers are the backbone of this organization. We have, like yesterday at the food bank, there were 3 staff people who come up. Well, 4 if you include the truck driver, but 3 staff people who were on the ground with us, and there were about 12, 14, sometimes 15 volunteers. And you need all those volunteers to run around, to count out food, to take stuff to cars. Some of the volunteers go out into the parking lot. There's a lot of tasks. And so we're there generally about 3 hours, but they're 3 very intense hours, busy the whole time. So about 15 minutes before the cars come through, the volunteers are given time to pick up all their food for delivery. So that's very nice. And we also can pick up food for ourselves. Part of the deal of being a volunteer is that they give you free groceries, and I don't think they could keep volunteers otherwise. Like I said, the proportion of volunteers to staff is huge. It's very physical, and if you don't have enough people, nothing happens there. Every single one of those vegetables and things that I told you about, somebody has to count those, put them in a box, take them to somebody's car, and then come back. Every single time, 200 times. But I get all the groceries I'm entitled to anyway, and then I split most of them up with my clients. And I was going to end this here, but a few days ago, there's a YouTuber who's well known. I'm not going to mention their name. And I used to watch them, but I've sort of backed off from watching them this last couple of years. But they popped up on my YouTube page, on my just homepage. I just saw the title, and it was I guess the person said that they were walking by a food bank and they didn't like the fact that people had new cars or later model cars there. She saw them in line. And I did not watch the video because I'd really seen enough right then and there. Don't get me started, but I guess I already am started. I'm just going to say that there's a couple things we need for survival. We need shelter, we need water, we need food. And if somebody comes and says that they're hungry, as a society, we should be prepared to feed them. And we are. And I personally am. If you come to my door and tell me you're hungry, you're going to sit down and make you a meal. I don't care how you came. I don't care if you came in on foot. I don't care if you came in your jet plane. You say you're hungry, I'm going to feed you. I don't judge. I don't form opinions. And I feel it's my duty to help other people, no matter what I think about them. And the fact of the matter is, I really don't think about it at all. So make of that what you will. I don't care how people drive up, what they're wearing, what they're doing, how they live, anything. If you come to the food bank and you need food, I'm going to make sure you get it. All of the staff and all the volunteers, we all feel the same way, or we wouldn't be there. So doing the food bank is one of the greatest things I've ever done in my life. It gives me a great deal of joy. I love the physicalness. I love being outside, even though sometimes it's a little cold and a little difficult, or very hot and very difficult. And I love doing deliveries and showing the clients what they got, and they're usually very excited and happy. And I love the feeling I get when I come home. It's a wonderful feeling. I'm a big believer in helping yourself and helping your neighbors, helping your family, and helping everyone who needs help. No questions asked, no judgments given. And that's it. Thank you so much for watching.